Hello everybody, Zeff here with ZeffsTrading. Hope you guys are doing well today, April 25th, 2024. We're going to be going over our 2000 tick chart review. Overall a bullish day, closing on the daily chart for its high here, nothing too fancy. Basically almost got, did we get an outside bar? 51.31. Yeah, we got an outside bar. So a very big bullish move, so maybe some follow through for tomorrow. But nonetheless, let's get into the trades here. I like this pre-market session here with this sell-off. You have a first entry, second entry short looking for a new extreme. Then you get it right there at the 21 EMA. And then it just slowly sells off here, goes down. You have this other channel. I think there's a few ways to draw the channels today. And then everything in here, I just don't see any way to get in. You just get a couple first entries. There's nothing here. Then you get some congestion. But then you get this break up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars to the upside. Pauses, break, new high. And you get this micro double top, and you get a second entry short. So first entry, second entry short, plenty of room back to the EMA, and just make sure we get our. Yep. So you definitely got your 2 points, and technically needs to tick through. So you get 9 ticks. So yeah, got that. Nice second entry short there. Good signal bar. I like the context, and you're at previous resistance across the board here, as you can see as well. So let's see, let's make sure our stop also is exactly at 9 to 2 points. Yep, and so just drop a limit order if you can. The ATR is basically at overall above 2 for the entire day. So yeah, just be careful with that. So I like the limit orders, and overall not too bad. Anyways, kind of get this break and new low for this trend channel, and like I said, this could have been a trading range. I think there's a few ways to draw this overall structure, but nonetheless, I also see this one, 1, 2, 3, break new low, and this whole move down here, I just don't see anywhere to get short. You just have a bunch of first entries, and there's just really nowhere to get in here. You do make a first entry, you get a second entry long, but this would be your signal bar. That's the low of the day at 10 o'clock, and then this thing just starts trading back up to the range here. After you get your breaking new extreme, you do get a first entry, second entry short failure. And so context wise, after you have your move down, your break, your new extreme, and a failure to trap the short traders back up into at least the midline or the top of the range here, which it gets. And I also think you can draw your trend channel this way as well if you'd like, so you get this nice upward move. And you can see how much congestion is across the board for today. A lot of wicks and not really solid price movement overall. And just one thing to mention with this failed second entry short, this is a little way from the EMA, so try to always drop a limit order, a couple ticks back, make sure your stop is going to be underneath your signal bar, and then trail it accordingly, or scalp out for maybe only 4 to 6 ticks instead of 8, depending where the support and resistance is, of course. You just got to be careful with those failures. You're always looking for at least some type of movement to be over trapping the traders. Okay, carrying on here, we get back up to the top of the range here, and again, it's just very, very noisy all throughout this, and then you finally get what I would think is probably the trade of the day. To get your move up, testing multiple times across the resistance here and establishing this trading range. You get a nice break down, you get a first entry, second entry short right at the key entry point, and you're looking for a new extreme. So when you're looking at this like that, you clearly visually see a two-legged pullback, and you're still looking for the break and new low, which you get. Nonetheless, we get our 2 measured legs down, and I'll draw that again just to show you from our high to our low, and lines up with backup being at the main support across the board here. I thought this was actually just a failed breakout, this whole zone down here, because price aligns a lot better with the zone at 50.29, 50.28. So we get our measured move. We pause here for a second. You can see again just congestion, and this is where the uptrend starts throughout the rest of the day here. And unfortunately, with this big uptrend, I'm going to go over it again, but I did not see any chance to really get in here. I saw this right here, which was a 1, 2, 3 triple test, or maybe a double bottom, depending on how you look at it. There is room to the highs if you're buying one tick above, and especially if you're only going for a quick scalp here. So I'm thinking this triple test here is quite valid. I think there's plenty of room to the upside, and with the support being here, with testing it with this nice bullish bar, you have 1, 2, 3, clearly support across the board here, and then you get a really nice signal bar. So that's enough for a scalp to at least back up to the highs, and I like that triple test. And as far as the rest of the day, as you can see, I just don't see anywhere you can get in here. You do get second entry longs, but either below the EMA, they're not at any of the key entry points that we're really looking for, or they're horrible signal bars. I was expecting something right here, and then you just get a first entry, and again, you just get a second entry long, but that's your signal bar, and you can't take that. And so then we get a first entry, second entry short, and I was actually looking at this, and then again, if you're going one tick above, you're going right into the resistance. You don't have really enough room to scalp out. You don't know that it's just going to take off with this big bullish bar, and it's a little away from the EMA. So you just have to pass up on the trade. This is an upward bias. This is a bullish channel, but unfortunately, I just don't see anything to get in here. It pauses for a second. You just get a first entry, resets the count, first entry, second entry long. It's an inside bar. Again, it's just unfortunately nowhere to get in here. Then eventually, after, let's see, 11:20, almost 2 hours basically, hour 45, somewhere around there, you get a first entry, second entry long, and it's holding above the EMA. It's at the support. You're almost at the top of the trend channel, but there's room to scalp out here. Not for really any 2 points, but maybe I would say 5 to 6 ticks if you're being conservative. And again, but then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. So I think this one's pretty debatable for your second entry long here. That's why I marked it aggressive. I just wanted to note it and maybe get your guys' opinion on it. Anyways, we get a move up. And by the count, you get a first entry, you get a second entry short off the top of this trend channel here. I actually did see this one as well, but then you get a lower high. And so that's, I think, the real setup that you're looking for here, is this lower high. And I tried taking this one real time, but it just, you definitely had to do a stop order. I tried doing limit order, and it just took off, and the scalp was already done, so I had to cancel the order. Nonetheless, then you get your measured move, so let me redraw it. And we went a little past it, but then this thing just takes off for some crazy reason, and then I see this as overshoot, and again, just nowhere to get in any of this. I mean, there's so many overlapping bars here. Sorry, not overlapping bars, up bars, not closing below their lows. You finally get a first entry, second entry, third entry, but you never get any lower high, you never get anything to get in, and then I just saw this as overshoot out of this upward channel here, as you can see. And then you get a first entry, second entry long, it fails, nothing here, very congested. You get a first entry, second entry short, it's all doji bars, very big wick bars, no good signal bars. And then eventually you get at a pretty decent move here with this downward move. First entry, second entry short, looking for a new low below the EMA. I like this one a lot. Again, try to get in, and unfortunately the limit order, and that's kind of when I realized today has been very aggressive, and you had to do stop orders, not limit orders. So, it is what it is. So missed that other trade, which I thought was great, and you have plenty of room back down to the lows here. This one takes a second, but as long as your stop loss is where it needs to be, then the only time you'd really trail this is basically right here under a nice bearish bar, and you would have already got your scalp done after 1, 2, 3, yeah, let's see here, let's just double check. So after 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, you would have got your scalp. You have a break new low, and then it just kind of hovers here for a second, and you can kind of just see it slowly descending into this squeeze. Then you get a 1, 2, 3, and then you get a first entry, second entry long, and you're off the key entry point. I was thinking about marking this one, but then I'm like, I don't think you can take this. I mean, this is all just hugely congested. You could have just ticked up, ticked back down, stop you out, come back down, and so I think that one's super aggressive. Anyways, you get a nice move up, and you just get a first entry, and it pulls back, and you never get a second entry long or anything like that. You get no higher lows. And then it just makes its way all the way back up to the top of the trend channel. And then it pauses. 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts higher, basically, is how I'm looking at this. There's no entries here. I'm just kind of reading price action. Then it sells off, and you never get a first entry, second entry short. You just get a first entry, makes a double bottom, break new low, and then this thing just takes off. And that basically just leads to the end of the day. And then you do have something here, as you know, you probably shouldn't be taking trades at the end of the day. But as you're watching this, and you see a first entry, second entry short, and it fails with a really nice big bullish bar closing on its high, you know the short seller stops are still 1 or 2 ticks above this range here. And the resistance is up here and all the way back out to the top of the range. Again, you only have a couple minutes left so for a quick scalp, and this one does work. But I really did like how you have the break new low, and then you have a first entry, second entry short failure with a nice bullish move to stop out all the short traders. And then as far as aftermarket goes, I mean, you know, it is what it is. This huge move up from, I think earnings is coming out and whatever other news that they have. Anyways, that's how I saw the market for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this chart review, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow, which is Friday. And then we're done with the week. Moving fast.